What's up, guys? It's your coach, Indy Michelle from indymichelle.com. And today we are talking about nutrition. So, this is such a huge topic. I couldn't possibly cover nutrition all in one day, right? So there's so much that we could go into and divulge into in one day. So first of all, thank you so much for being here. If you are watching this live, then give me a hashtag live. If you're watching this on replay, then give me a hashtag replay. And so I have been a certified nutritionist since 2020. I got my certified fitness training, which also has a little bit of nutrition into it, back in 2019. And so, but I've been coaching since even before I was certified. So I have quite a bit of knowledge on nutrition when it comes to um, experience, what I've had my clients do, and also when it comes to education as well. And so I've also done a ton of research on my own on the side that has to do with like intuitive eating and mindful eating. And that's why that has become my specialty and my go-to because of the fact that, hold on one sec, because of the fact that I have found that as somebody that is not able to consistently keep track of food, just because it's so hard as someone that has ADHD to keep track of my own thoughts, how much more so is it to track calories or to track macros? And honestly, I have been super shredded at age 25 after having two kids and had a 4 to 6 pack of abs busting out, even after having kids. And I never tracked macros, even at my most shredded weight ever. So it's absolutely not required for you to track macros, which, if you don't know what macros are, it's fat, protein, and carbs, and it's counting the grams of each thing. And so oftentimes you hear people say, like, oh, I'm counting my carbs, or I'm counting how many grams of protein I eat in the day. And so usually, in addition to counting that, they're also counting how many calories they have in a day, which, for once in my life, I saw a another fitness coach. I saw another fitness coach put in his stories today that that is an advanced technique. Having calories and macros, counting calories and macros, is an advanced technique that is for somebody that's been very far along on their fitness journey, to the point where the only thing else that's going to get them results, that's going to push them past the plateau, is literally tracking every single bite that they put in their mouths. However, for busy moms, busy women, busy nurses, this is something that's like absolutely not necessary, right? Like, we have so much things that we are attending to as caregivers, as women, that it's absolutely not necessary to count your carbs, count your calories, count your macros. However, it is important to track your food. So I'm not anti food tracking. I'm not even anti calorie counting. I just say that that's a more advanced thing for athletes, right? But what you can do is be very mindful of the way that you eat. And drop me a heart if what I'm saying makes sense. Drop me some fire if what I'm saying makes sense and you're, along with me for the ride. but but you can be more mindful. You can pay attention to portion sizes. You can be aware of how much, thank you, Shauna. You can be aware of how much calories is in what you're eating. Okay, so what that looks like is that, for instance, yesterday, I had an ice cream sandwich, and it was only 150 calories in that ice cream sandwich. Halo Top is another brand that brands themselves on the fact that they are like calorie friendly, right? Because it's only like 330 calories usually in each Halo Top serving, which that's still, quite a bit of calories. But if you have to choose between 300 calories and like 5 to 600 calories per serving, which one are you going to take? So that's how mindfulness comes in. You don't have to like track and write down and put, it in MyFitnessPal or an app, but you can make calorie-based mindful decisions. You can make portion size mindful decisions. You can make sure that you're getting your water in, because when you're dehydrated, right, then you eat more food. You eat more food when you're dehydrated because of the fact that we are 70% water. You can't be 70% water and not drink water. You can't do it, or you will eat more food because your body's smart. It will send you a hunger cue because it knows how to get more water in. There's water in our food, and 30% of our water comes from food typically, but you're going to eat even more if you're not drinking 2 to 3 liters of water in a day. So fulfill your thirst cues. Make calorie-friendly, mindful decisions. Doesn't mean you have to track it, but you do need to make calorie-mindful decisions. Can I have 150 calorie ice cream sandwich, or maybe some Halo Top, or am I going to have like the regular ice cream that's got like all the goods? Not that you can't even treat yourself every now and then to the 500-600 calorie ones, but I'm just saying, consistently making mindful decisions, it's what's going to create that calorie deficit. A calorie deficit is how you lose weight. And so what I mean by calorie deficit, if you don't know, is it means that you are using more energy, burning more fuel than you are taking it in. So you can do that through exercise, you can do that through nutrition, or a combination of both. So on the days that you can't exercise, then you're going to have to be more mindful of your nutrition. And that's okay. But all it takes is basically following the 80-20 rule, which means 80% of the time you eat for your goals and you make your goals a priority. You become obsessed with your goals. And that's going to be the number one thing in your life is your weight loss goals, because your weight loss goals correlates to every other aspect and happiness area of your life. Okay. When you don't feel good in your own skin, it correlates to every aspect of your life. And I know this because I've been there. So I'm telling you, I'm sorry, I'm getting on a little rant here. Let me pull the train, back. Sorry. But where was I? Jesus Christ. But yeah, so calorie deficit, that's where I was. So calorie deficits means we're burning more than we're intaking. And so you can create that through fitness, you can create that through nutrition, or both. And then 80-20, there we go. That's where we were. So 80% of the time is you're going to be eating for your goals, and 20% of the time is your fun foods. Okay. And so each day you can treat yourself a little bit, or if you want to like hold calories for maybe like, oh, you're going to go out to dinner. So maybe you don't eat so much in the beginning of the day. Maybe that day you do like an intermittent fasting type thing, and you save all your calories for that big dinner that you're going to have with your significant other. See, like there's different tactics that you can play. Or another tactic for the 80-20 rule that you could do is think of your calories as like a bank, right? So you have so much amount of money that you can spend, so to speak, okay? And say that 2,000 calories a day is what you're allowed. That's easy numbers, right? And you have 7 days a week. 7 days, that's 1,400 calories in a week that you can eat. So you can think of it as a weekly bank. If you're somebody that likes to have fun on the weekends and go out and party and okay, you can do that, but you need to think about your calories as a bank is, okay, I'm going to eat for my goals Monday through Friday so that I have more in the bank on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so there's so many different ways that you can play with a calorie deficit and still meet your goals. You do not have to be perfect, but you do have to try every day. It does have to be a 1% better every single day, and then that's going to compound over time. So what does it look like when you're doing portion sizes? Okay, so portion sizes is like about the size of your hand. Well, India, everybody's hand size is different. Well, that's good because for a bigger person, they actually need more food. They actually do need more nutrients because their maintenance calories is higher. Maintenance calories just means like what it takes for your heart to beat, for you to walk, for you to breathe, like all of that. And so someone that is heavier, they need more calories in order to function, to fuel their body. So that's fine that their palm size and their portion size is different than someone else that's smaller. That's perfectly fine. So a serving of like a palm size of protein or chicken is like one serving of protein. Okay. And so someone would need about 3 to 5 protein servings in a day in order to get to their protein goal. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of different ways that we could play with that as well, where like if someone was in weight loss, for instance, then we can decrease the amount of carb servings that they have in that day because your carbs tend to be higher in calories. And so if you're still with me, drop me some fire, drop me a heart. But let's see, what time is it? Okay, I'm still good. Because at 9 p.m. I'm doing a public live on my main page. So that's why I was trying to be conscious of the time. Yeah, so maintenance calories, what that is it's your weight times like 11 or 10, okay? Or it's not 11 or 10, like 11 or like 11 and a half. We'll say that, okay? So for somebody that weighs more, then obviously your maintenance calorie is going to go up because the formula for maintenance calories, it's math. It's just math. So like a 200-pound person times 11, then their maintenance calorie is going to look like different than someone that's 300 pounds times 11. So yeah, so you still need fuel. You don't want to like starve yourself. This is why starving does not work because you still need gas in the tank, like or your body's going to be like put, I have no energy, and it will still hold on to the fat because then your stress levels are going high and then your cortisol is going high, and so your body will still hold on to fat. So starving doesn't work. So you still need to be giving your body what it needs, and just give it a small calorie deficit by making more mindful decisions. So like say you're somebody that eats takeout, you drink calorie drinks like pop or juices. Say you are somebody that is a sugaraholic. I love sugar. I love sweets. I'm raising my hand for that. Say you are someone that does not exercise. Say that you are someone who does not walk. Say you are someone that does not drink water. Okay, this is 6 different habits that we can work on changing for you instead of worrying about tracking calories and tracking macros and this and this and this. No, we work on, okay, this person wasn't going for walks before. Now they are. So they're burning calories that way. This is somebody that wasn't exercising before. Now they are. They're burning calories that way. This is somebody that wasn't drinking enough water. Now they are. So they're not getting hunger cues just because of dehydration. Okay, this is somebody that was a sweetaholic and they binged on food and emotional eating. And so now they changed that. And so we got a calorie deficit that way. This is somebody that they drink pop and juices and high calorie drinks, but now they're drinking more water, more clear liquids. Maybe they just use like low calorie sweeteners or flavors, this, and this. So we changed that. And then I forgot what my last one was, but you get my point that more habit-based nutrition changes are better than having to worry about tracking. So, or having to worry about counting calories and counting macros. So, when I say that I do agree that you should track, then what do I mean by that? So what I mean by that is you can take photos, you can do a journal, you can do an electronic journal. There's so many different ways. You can count the servings sizes that you do, your palm measurements of your proteins, and your carbs and your veggies and your fruits. And then for your fats, it's actually like a lot smaller than that. It's a half cup or 1/4 cup, excuse me, which looks like a thumb size, but like who uses their thumb? That's just kind of weird. But anyways, I'll digress. But we can track things a lot of different ways because what gets tracked gets managed. And we want to manage our nutrition so that we have that calorie deficit, so that we're getting to our goals, so that we're getting to our priorities. Now, I want to talk a little bit about like emotional eating and healing that, because that's really huge. It's what I've dealt with. I've dealt with binge eating before. And so I know that it can be a huge roadblock, a huge mind block in getting to your goals. And so it's super important to address triggers. So first you have to be able to self-assess and be self-aware and not just be in like a kind of like robot or like monotonous going through the motions type of way and just going and grabbing whatever. This is like 10 calories, by the way, but and just going whatever and then eating it. So first you have to pay attention to what it is that you're doing. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, what triggered this situation? What can I do in the future that will allow me to do something different instead? So is there a healthier alternative to the things that I really like to eat, that I really like to enjoy? Like for brownies, for instance, I used to make brownies or like chocolate cake out of like protein powder. Okay. And I put whipped cream, girl, I would put whipped cream and I'd put sprinkles, and that would be like my way of treating myself. And then I found a way to make like a really healthy peach cobbler, and that got me through. I found peanut butter and like buying my own chocolate, not like, you know, the Reese's chocolate, but buying like my own like real chocolate from the store and then mixing it in the peanut butter. And then that was my way of having my Reese's. And it was a lower calorie option. And then also just finding healthier ways to deal with your triggers as far as like externalizing your internal feelings. So externalizing looks like therapy, going to the gym, going for a walk, talking to a support person. It looks like so many different things, listening to music. So do you get what I'm saying when I'm saying to externalize internal feelings? Because when we take it out on food, then it's not helping us to get to our goals. And that's what we ultimately want, is we want to get to our goals. And so I hope this helps. And so another way that we can address like emotional eating as well is besides having healthy coping mechanisms, externalizing our feelings, being more aware, self-assessing, having healthier alternatives, is also fixing our gut health. Gut health is so important because your gut, when it's jacked, it will have you craving every single thing, every single sugar, every single carb, bad thing, whatever, and you will eat. If we have like a hormonal imbalance, that can increase cravings as well. So like, you know, during your time of the month, you have increased cravings, right? So some things that can help is like vitamin B6 is really great during that time of the month. Taking like really high levels of vitamin B6 help decrease PMS, cravings and symptoms. Making sure your fiber is high. So fiber can come from veggies and fruits and whole grains. However, doing an additional fiber supplement if you're not going every day or multiple times a day, because what goes in our mouth must come out. So if you're eating every day, then you should be pooping. You should be pooping daily, if possible. And then having a probiotic and also enzymes, because enzymes are what break down fats. Enzymes are what break down proteins. Enzymes are what break down carbs. So if you don't have the enzymes in your body to break these things down properly, then they could be getting stored as fat. And when your gut health is not in check, then you have an overgrowth of like yeast-like things and other bad bacteria that hijack your hormones and increase your cravings. So it may not actually be you per se. It could actually be your gut health that's super jacked and, increasing your cravings. So once you get that resolved, once you fix the problem, the root cause of the problem, then you're not going to be fighting as much to try to hit your goals. So I hope this makes sense. I hope there's some value in this. In general, having 3 to 4 servings of carbs, protein, 2 to 3 of veggies, and about 2 fruit a day is really, really good for the body. And so I have a foods list in the group that you would go by in order to hit those. Okay, so that would be about 4 protein, 4 carbs, 2 to 3 veggies, and 2 fruits in a day, and then 2 to 3 liters of water. Those are the typical targets. If I've given you different targets, then go by those, but only if I've personally messaged you different targets. But yeah, so this is a nutrition training. Take photos of your food, do a food journal, do it in your notes app, do it in your iPhone reminders app, or if you have Google Task or Google Keep, any type of like electronic type of journal or task app. Or, if you're a pen and paper type of person, it could literally be like a sticky note on your fridge and you're taking tally marks of your servings in a day. But, or you can be sending photos to your coach or your support group, whatever. But you want to hold yourself accountable in some kind of way. So this has been a 23-minute training, but I hope that you have an overall understanding of how to break emotional eating, an overall understanding of what tracking your food looks like, why calorie counting and macro counting is not so important right now, but we have so many other habits that we can focus on right now at the moment. So yeah, we're going to create that calorie deficit. We're going to get there. We're going to get to your goals just 1% better at a time, just one baby step at a time, even if it's just worrying about your water. You just want to start somewhere and not try to be perfect. It's just progress over perfection. Progress is better than perfection. 80-20 rule. 80% of the time, you're eating for your goals. 20% of the time, you are allowing for those fun foods, and your calories is like a bank, okay? And so we just spend it wisely. We just spend it more mindfully, and you'll be able to get to whatever you put your mind to. So hope this helps. And give me a hashtag replay if you watch this on replay. Drop a heart, drop some fire if you got some good takeaways. And let me know what your biggest one takeaway was. Just one, at least one. Yeah, because when you're able to, type or write down something, then you're going to remember it a lot better. If we're able to, because, you know, a lot of the stuff that we listen to just kind of eventually goes in one ear and out the other. But if you're able to type or write out your biggest takeaway, then you're more likely to remember it. So as always, it's your coach, Indy, and that it's faith, consistency, and hard work that's going to get you to your goals. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.